when the hurricane is so fierce it blows the kelp out of the water. You would think that most people would just stay in and batten down the hatches, unless of course they were bloody idiots.
It's 8 AM. I have had 17 minutes of sleep, and I do have a face like a menopausal manatee. But I'm quite excited because Simon's here and we are in Cape Breton Island in the very epicenter of Hurricane Fiona. And let's just say this, a little bit windy, isn't it?
Just a little.
What's the wind speed right now?
It was giving for 100 to 140 kilometer winds. And some of the gusts that happened during the middle of the night, I don't doubt hit that. The place was shaking.
It was. And we're here at this beach which is on the south coast of Cape Breton, and the waves were predicted to be 40-foot waves. But I don't know if they are, but we could get out and have a look if you feel
I
like
think
it.
We're only going to find out if we go out and have a peek.
Should we? It looks all right out there. Should we go and have a quick look?
Yeah, I think we'll be okay.
All right, let's see what we can find out. It's not that bad. Oh, hang on. Hang on. We're not done yet. It's pretty bad, actually. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Help. Have a look at this.
I can honestly tell you that the force of the ocean spray felt like being sandblasted in the face. There was no way I was getting my camera out in this.
So I can actually taste the ocean. I don't know if this is picking me up. I can actually taste the salt in the air, which it can't be good for this camera, so I'm not going to have this out here for long, but I'm going to get back to the car. I wouldn't mind a sandwich or something right now. A little bit sketchy.
The coffee will be good later.
Yeah. Should we go back to the car and just sit it out for a little bit?
Let's have a little bit of repose.
Yeah. All right. Right. Well, we've come back into the vehicle just to shelter for a bit, and it's time for me to eat my second breakfast of the day. You brought some food.
I've got
you?
some snacks. Yeah.
Did you bring chocolate?
I brought some goodies for you.
Really?
I did. I brought you a little bit of a care package.
I like the sound of that.
So, I have a care package for you, Gavin, for two reasons.
Yeah.
Number one is a genuine thank you for sending me some followers. Reason number two is Stupidville is looming on my horizon very largely because the balance sheet is very unbalanced right now. And I need to reduce the sense of indebtedness to him to make sure he doesn't ask me to do something really stupid.
This doesn't guarantee that I won.
So, first off, I know he snibbles his nose at our North American chocolate. So,
bloody hell.
I needed to get him a twirl bar.
Look at that, Twirls.
Or more twirls. Or more twirls.
It's a twirlgasm.
It's a...
Oh, yeah, mate.
And another one.
Oh, God.
And another one. So,
Wow.
if we are stuck on a stakeout someday...
Like now.
Like now, we'll never starve.
Look at that. Five for a quid. That probably costs you $5 a pack. That.
It did. Yeah. Hunting down UK snacks here in Canada is a bit tough, but there's a couple of places. Number two,
Red booze.
some good red vino. It's a Beaujolais Village, appellation d'origine contrôlée, Louis Jadot.
That sounds posh.
It sounds posh. For you, sir.
Oh, cheers, mate.
For some evening.
Wow. That looks Bobby Dazzler, does that?
Yeah. And finally,
Oh, there's more.
hard to find, rarer than a Stradivarius. Some Kicking Horse coffee. I bought you one of the pre-ground stuff in case, like this morning.
Yes.
You could have used this morning
Yeah.
when the grinder didn't work. In case someday you're up a mountain and you didn't bring the grinder. And the backup, the Pacific Pipeline whole beans.
You have gone above and beyond. I was scoffing earlier at the indebtedness, but I think it's been paid in full. Look at this business. Now, if you're watching Kicking Horse Coffee, get in touch.
Get in touch.
Because, I mean, like, that's two flavours of your brand Not even a free bloody bag from them. Unbelievable.
He sold a few for you, so
Yeah.
Kicking Horse, I think you should get in touch. Or if you want to do it through an intermediary, give me a call.
Oh, so you can get a cut.
After that refreshing break in the warmth of the car, it was time to get back outside to face the maelstrom and photograph some monster waves. If you want to see my latest image releases, you can find me on Instagram. You know, just before everybody leaves for TikTok.
This is how much rain there is coming down the back of the vehicle. Look at the backup camera. Look at this. They've blocked up the windows at the post office, and I've seen that on quite a few houses around here. So let's head west and see if we can find somewhere a bit more accessible.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Now, because I know this road very well, one thing that concerned me was the massive oak trees near the local pub, and I didn't fancy our chances of surviving a collision with a massive fallen oak. And sure enough,
So we're driving through a place called Disgoose to try and get down to this beach that I'm familiar with, and calamity has struck this road. This looks like this guy was hit by a tree.
now I did check with the locals after this event, and the driver was fine. His truck, however, well, that was completely knackered. With the road blocked, we had to take the long way round, but at least there'd be no more giant oaks falling in the road.
Oh, look at that. Wow.
Wow, that is awesome.
Oh my god, look at this business. We're just basically driving around trying to find somewhere to park, because as we were driving past, we've seen some absolutely spectacular waves and some pretty nice backdrops too. So we just got to find somewhere to park, and then we're just going to get out there and try and find something. But I'm quite excited about this. What do you say?
I think we're seeing some pretty big waves there, and I love the way the wind, as it's blowing, is kind of shearing off the tops of the waves and holding the waves up a little bit longer and making some beautiful spray and stuff like that. So we may be able to get some wonderful effects if we can just find a way to get to a lower angle and not be shooting straight down a cliff at them.
Well, I think there's like a little sand berm down here that we'll pull over and have a quick butchers. What about there? Just there.
Yeah.
Well, I think we've found a perfect spot. Well, luckily we don't have far to get down to the beach. It's 80 feet. And I apologise if the audio is crap. I don't know what this microphone setup is like, but wow, look at these waves.
Did you know that only about 30% of my subscribers get notified when I post new videos? So be sure to hit the bell icon when you subscribe and never miss an episode.
They're not quite the 40 footers that were forecast, but they're still quite impressive. But I really like the way that the wind is hitting the tops of the waves just as they crest, and it's kind of blowing it back in the opposite direction to where it's naturally wanting to go. It's quite interesting. Look at Simon struggling over here. It's quite funny. Anyway, I'll try and actually frame up a shot. There's some monster waves way off in the background over there. Just huge. Whoa! Look at the size of those. And I think we should be in a fairly safe spot here. Oh, hang on. Let me get me hood back on. Otherwise, I'll get drenched. Anyway, I'm going to stop waffling and get my camera on a tripod and actually try and get a picture taken today. It's been a lot of back and forth, but I think there's a chance I might actually get a shot here.
But of course, the weather had other ideas, and it didn't take me long before I was experiencing technical difficulties. I was not a happy camper.
So I've done quite a bit of studying of these waves, and I've pinpointed where the most interesting waves tend to reappear, and just as I was taking my first few frames, the autofocus on the camera just stopped working. And you can forget manual focus. Oh god, hang on. You can forget manual focus. It's just not fast enough to capture these moving waves, because they're all over the place, and the autofocus has failed. So I don't know if it's the lens or the camera or both that have just got so wet they've decided to stop working. So I'm pretty pissed off, to be quite honest with you. So I'm gonna have to go back to the vehicle and just dry everything off, just relax for a minute, maybe have a snack, and just check over everything and try and figure out what's going on. And if I can't get it to work, then I might have to switch to the A7R4, and hopefully it's not the lens. Well, so we've sat in the car for about 5-10 minutes drying off our gear, and it turns out that, well, the autofocus wasn't working, but now it's working. Could have just been fogged up. I think everything was fogged up on both ends of the lens, so that's probably why the autofocus wasn't working. And then the other problem that I was having was that when I would shoot in high-speed burst mode, and that, I guess this is just what the A1 does, as soon as you take your finger off the shutter, the back of the screen or the EVF auto-reviews the last frame, and that just stays on screen until you either push the shutter down completely or push the shutter down halfway. So it seems a bit weird. I tried to find auto-review in the menu to switch it off. Can't find it. So if you know where that is, if you know where to find auto review in the menu system on this Sony A1, post a comment and let me know.
Get in touch.
So yeah, so that's slightly infuriating, but anyway, I think I figured it out, but I still haven't got a decent shot. But anyway, I think what I'm going to do now that I'm in the vehicle, is I'm going to enjoy a nice twirl, that lovely gift that you gave me. I got about 25 twirls, so I'm just going to have a quick break.
My appetite's picked up a little bit as well, being out there.
Has
it? Yeah, I mean, it's hard work out there. It's cold and wet, and you know.
You brought some stuff though, didn't you?
Well, when we switched vehicles, I left all my grub, I think, in my other vehicle.
Oh, that's a shame. That's a shame. Anyway, it's time for a twirl, so let's get stuck in. There you go. Twirl, my absolute favourite. Have you ever tried these?
I've never tried one, actually.
Well,
it looks pretty decent.
Yeah, you should probably try one at some point. They're bloody good.
I'd like to give them a try someday.
Yeah, it's good, that.
It looks. Is it like an aero bar?
So much better.
Because I love those aero bars.
Do you?
If it's the British equivalent of an aero bar, then I'm bound to love them.
Oh god. I'm gonna have another one. Oh, God, you gotta try one of these one day.
It'd be great to try one someday. Looks amazing.
I'll tell you what, it really is. It's so good. It's a 5-pack, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, there's 2 more.
And I gave you 5 5-packs, actually.
Yeah, 25.
So I have 25 bars I gave you.
Oh, that's close.
When you're cold and wet, and chocolate would just give you the fix that you need.
There's nothing quite like a twirl, or pretty much any other good chocolate, when you're freezing cold, damp and miserable. Right, I'm down to the last one, and you know, where are my manners? I do apologise, Simon.
Oh, thanks. I knew you'd come around.
Yeah, there's some apples down there. If you want to just help yourself, you're going to love those apples. Just tuck in, you know, feel free.
Apples.
Yeah, they're great, actually.
Did you know it was my birthday today?
Really?
It is.
Happy birthday,
Thank you
mate.
so much.
Yeah.
I know you're such a considerate guy and so on, so I know you'd appreciate that I've shared this with you and that you'd do something, you know, nice for me for my birthday.
Yeah, well, like I said, the apples, they're really good. I took in. There's something about that very last bite.
The last bite of the last bar.
You know, it's, how do I say this? It's, magnifique. Thanks for those, Simon.
You're welcome.
And happy birthday again.
Thanks very much.
Yeah.
For some reason, Simon stormed off into the rain, while I stayed inside the car waiting for the camera to fully dry out.
So I'm just being super lazy right now. I'm shooting from the vehicle. Actually, I'll have to switch this on, and I'm just sat here that I've got the camera resting on the steering wheel. Kind of shooting handheld, but I'm using the steering wheel as a tripod, and I'm facing straight into these waves here, and this is actually not too bad. The waves are not as big as what we first saw when we arrived, but I'm hoping that they're going to pick up again, so I'm just going to... bloody hell, that was a good one. I'm happy to just stick here for a little bit longer, charge my batteries, do some absolutely lazy wave photography. Oh, now the waves are really getting good. And then once I'm fully charged and dry, I'll get back out there for another drenching. But this is quite comfortable.
Once my camera was dry and there was a break in the rain, I headed back out, only to immediately get soaked. And it turns out that my telephoto lens is not waterproof.
Once again, I'm facing another technical challenge. The lens fogged up, not on the front element, but the second element. So I've got to basically go for a full extension and try and get some air into this thing. I'm not getting anywhere today. Do you know, I'm going to make this video, I'm probably going to call this when to quit, or how to know when to quit, because I feel like it's just been a one disaster after another. We saw a terrible accident, we've got no pictures, we've got seized up cameras. Is it, honestly, I mentioned the pub earlier, but is it time for the pub?
How to fail with class, I think it needs to be our goal here.
Yeah?
You know, we need to fail eloquently with a sense of class. We're not sore losers. We've got to learn how to fail well. Rise above it.
Well, I mean, my channel is known for classiness and eloquence. What are you laughing at?
It is, absolutely. You are the gold standard on YouTube.
I appreciate you saying that.
You're welcome. I know you worked really hard at it.
I might celebrate what you just said by having another 5 twirls. What are you laughing at? Well, they're a lot better than an arrow. God, you gotta try one of these one day.
It'd be great to try one someday. Looks amazing.
Oh, I'll tell you what, it really is.
Yes. Son of a...
You do that so well. Oh God, yeah. It's so good. Where's my manners? There's some apples down there. You want an apple?
On a cold, wet day.
You know, it's... How do I say this? You know, it's... How do I say this?
That's so good, I can't stop.
Hang on.